time.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And I'm Miscup.
And welcome to Overwatch Central Quick Start Guides. Fairly quick, fairly concise guides going over hero strengths and weaknesses, as well as other information such as when to play them and what they work well against. Today we are going over Zenyatta.
Zenyatta is a support that brings a lot more than the typical heal and babysit mechanics. His way of dealing damage is by shooting his orbs of destruction at the enemies. These can either be fired individually or in a burst after have been charged up by holding down the same shoot button. Zenyatta's first ability is the Orb of Harmony. This can be stuck to any ally and will regenerate HP wherever they go. The second ability is the Orb of Discord, which amplifies the damage that the targeted enemy takes and sticks to them wherever they go. Both the Harmony and Discord Orb will currently return to Zenyatta after the target has been out of his line of sight for more than 3 seconds. And you only have one type of orb each at your disposal. And last but not least, the ultimate, Transcendence. This is an AoE heal around Zenyatta that regenerates HP incredibly quickly to all allied heroes close by. Zenyatta himself is also invulnerable for the duration, but can still be pushed around by knockback abilities.
Zenyatta's most powerful ability is definitely the Discord Orb. If anyone on the enemy team are doing well and is a problem for your team to deal with, then stick a Discord Orb on them and they will die a lot quicker. A simple way of making the enemy's life a lot more difficult. Since Zenyatta's healing allows heroes to be at far range from Zenyatta, he can actively support heroes at range. The Discord Orb combined with his long range basic attacks can deal a large amount of damage with accuracy and is highly effective even if Zenyatta is in the backline of the team. Spamming the Orbs of Destruction can be effective in choke points as well, and Zenyatta's damage output is often underrated. On top of all this, he has a lot of shield HP that will regenerate itself after Zenyatta has been out of combat for a few seconds.
Despite all the damage, Zenyatta can't actually heal himself on demand. This together with a very low HP pool makes him very brittle and means that he can quickly be eliminated if not hidden, especially if he's headshot. Zenyatta doesn't have any movement abilities to make up for this fact either, so you have to be very careful at all times. And his abilities almost work against each other a little bit, as all of them except the ultimate allow for long range and backline support, but the ultimate throws you into the fight, which can leave you very exposed after the end of its duration. As a result of these weaknesses, he can also be hard to coordinate if you don't have a full pre-made of 6 on your side. The fact that the Harmony and Discord Orb return after 3 seconds of no line of sight also increases the amount of communication and coordination needed to play Zenyatta efficiently.
Like we mentioned before, Zenyatta can make any hero's life a lot harder, but which ones should you be keeping an eye out for more specifically? Well, it's worth adding that a lot of these heroes will beat you in a one-on-one match, so it does require coordination with your team as you'll need help protecting yourself and maybe finishing them off. First and foremost, beefy tanks like Roadhog and Winston can get hit hard by the Discord Orb. The extra exposure to damage means that it doesn't take as much time to knock one of these guys down and destroy them in seconds. These next two heroes are also in the heroes to avoid section, but Tracer and Genji need to back off somewhat when discarded as well. We will talk more about this in the tips section, but generally the extra damage these two flankers will receive will mean that they are mostly one-shot by a lot of abilities. It's definitely worth reminding you that you want to be discarding any hero that comes in causing issues for you and your team. It's a hunter's mark from World of Warcraft, so it's good to add pressure onto the enemy team by weakening their strongest heroes.
Zenyatta's HP pool leaves him with many decisions in terms of when to engage and where to go. There are a few heroes you need to really look out for when playing Zenyatta, as these have a lot of impact on your positioning. First on the list is Widowmaker, who can currently one-shot you with a body shot. This means that open areas with a Widowmaker in the back is a no-no for Zenyatta, so find alternative routes. Hanzo can also be an issue. He doesn't one-shot Zen, but be careful if he's around anyway. Tracer and Genji's high mobility will mean that you can't escape them, forcing you to either pop your ultimate, have a teammate deal with them for you, or just flat out die. Reaper can cause issues if he gets up close too. His ability to Wraith form and remove the Discord Orb by doing so means he won't have as many problems getting near you. None of these are ideal situations for Zenyatta, but at least the Discord Orb can help with getting the flankers killed.
So when should you play as Zenyatta? Well, as an extra support you can play him on both attack and defense maps. Solo supporting as a Zenyatta will run into several problems with the lack of healing you do compared to Mercy and Lucio. So pairing up Zenyatta alongside one of these two healers is a great plan. Zenyatta can work very well attacking on payloads, using his Harmony and Discord Orb to heal and harm those that come close to the objective, and ulting when there's a big contest on the point. Defending on capture points is a fond favourite too. Not necessarily for point A, as Symmetra and Mercy are a better pick for the mobility and getting people back into the fight almost instantly, but on point B you might want to swap out the Symmetra for a Zen to put pressure on particular heroes causing issues on your flanks.
Zenyatta has an ability that nobody else has in the game. The ability to make a hero weaker for a short period of time. This used to be super strong when the line of sight nerf wasn't added and the Discord Orb would be on the enemy hero until either you died, they died, or you changed the target. Zenyatta is a strong pick in games where you may be getting completely devastated by a Tracer or Genji, or even heroes like McCree, Pharah, Mei, Bastion, and so on. If a hero is causing major issues to your team, you want to make sure that that Discord Orb is on them as much as possible. It will make them more reserved and easier to take out once they do go on the prowl. Just make sure you've got allies nearby so you don't get singled out on your own, as you're easy pickings for most heroes. Also, a bit of a side note, make sure that your orbs are actually on heroes for the majority of the time. Look out for the messages telling you that the orbs have returned so you can quickly throw them out again. The next tip is about positioning. We went into this with the McCree guide, and for Zenyatta, positioning is very important as well. You really need to tread carefully as it doesn't take a lot to take you out. You're almost a long-range support hero, so you don't want to be in the middle of the team fights if you can help it, as the fallout crossfire damage can take you down super quick. You want to take a back seat so you can get an overview of the battle, harmony orbing those involved in the fight and discording key targets. Zenyatta works super well with Reinhardt. He can just sit behind the shield and deal long range damage to a lot of heroes. His orbs are incredibly accurate, so they do work well against turrets and bastions so long as you're behind something that can protect you. Our last tip will have to be about ultimate usage. Use Transcendence defensively if you're playing solo or not with a well-coordinated team. It takes more coordination and teamwork to use Zenyatta ult offensively in an effective way, as you will be in the middle of the fight. If the enemies around you aren't dead when Transcendence ends, Zenyatta goes down quickly due to the low HP pool. For example, heroes like an ally Genji could ult with you and probably stay alive throughout the duration, ideally resulting in the Dragon Blade killing the enemies around Zenyatta. And this just goes to show that even healing ultimates can be combined well with more damage-oriented ultimates.
And that's it for this time. We have 4 guides left to cover. 2 we are going over this week and 2 for next. Do check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/Overwatch Central, as we do have a poll going up which heroes you would like to see first and which guides you are more excited to see. Depending on what you vote for will depend on what order these guides go out in, so be sure to follow us there and give us your vote. Be sure to subscribe for more Overwatch content and be sure to check out the rest of these guides in the playlist in the description. And until next time, take care and we'll see you then.